This conference will now.
Okay, yeah. Everyone able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, so
Once again, yeah.
you can
Once
say.
again, very good morning,
Yeah,
and yeah,
it
thanks
should
for
be.
joining. Okay, so yesterday we discussed about a little bit about why we are preferring to the cloud. Okay, okay. Now today we'll start the basic concepts which are very important. We must and should know about before we enter into the cloud world. Okay, so those concepts we are discussing, and it's applicable for all the cloud providers. Like you, if you go for Azure, if you go for AWS, if you go for Google Cloud, if you go for Alibaba Cloud. Okay, so this will be applicable for all the cloud providers. So let's intro about cloud computing and what is the service models, what is the deployment models. Later on, we'll move into the completely Azure and we'll see what kind of resources are available, what is the subscription, what is the resource group. We'll see the introduction of the Azure services, especially. First, we'll see what is cloud computing, what is the service models, what are the deployment models, and what is the difference between on-premises and cloud. Okay, yesterday we've been discussed about traditional on-premises, like what are the major parts we need to take care when you specially go to the on-premises. Everything is under our control. We need to handle the infrastructure. We need to purchase the software, hardware, and we need to purchase the license. We need to protect our data, like security. We need to build the lots of security concepts along with the scalability, time consuming. All this we will comes into the on premises. But okay, so for example, uh, before cloud computing means before cloud computing nothing but on premises again. So if you wanted to host a website, if you wanted to purchase if you wanted to design one application over Android mobile or iOS mobile, so what are the major things we need to take care? Anyone? What are the major especially? So first thing is you need to purchase a bunch of servers, correct? You need to purchase the bunch of servers, mix stack of servers. So if you decide to host on a website, or if you decide to design one Android application or iOS application, first you need to purchase the a stack of servers. Everyone clear? First point. So first you need to purchase a stack of servers. Next, we need to monitor the servers, we need to maintain the servers. You need to monitor the servers, you need to maintain the servers. In case in case there is a heavy traffic, so for example, your application is most becoming most popular and there is too much of traffic, means too much of connectivity to the servers, to your application, then you need to handle the traffic. Ag- if in case whatever the servers you purchase and you deployed your application, if the servers are not handling that much capacity, again you need to purchase some more stack of servers to deploy your application. So these are all the things you can also handle in the cloud. Again, see, but cloud is a little bit easy when you compare with on premises, because purchasing the stack of servers, monitoring the servers, maintaining the high traffics, again purchasing the more servers, little bit complex when you go for on premises, especially because it is a time consuming and little bit complex when you go for on premises. So nowadays everyone is looking for cloud. Okay, first, what is a cloud? What is cloud? Yesterday discussed why we are going for cloud. Today we are starting with what is a cloud. So being yesterday we discussed about data centers. This is how your data centers looks like, which contains the racks. Each rack contains the common network, common switches, common power supply, and they will place your servers in the racks. And the storage will be, they will purchase a different storage, and they will keep the storage in the different location, the same in the different place, sir. They won't keep the storage in the same rack, so they will keep storage in the different, and they will make the bridge between your servers to your storage. Now, one thing, when you go for on premises to maintain the data center is little bit complex, because you need to maintain the power management, you need to maintain the capacity, you need to maintain the storage, you need to manage the performance, and also you need to maintain the monitoring. So you need to take care everything when you go for on premises. So the first innovation, see, the first innovation came with the data centers. Okay, let's build the data center. Let's keep all our data on one location. Let's build a data center, a massive infrastructure. Let's build a massive infrastructure and place all our data in that massive data center. So in my previous project, we used to maintain almost 1 lakh 50,000 plus servers. Entire the project. Entire one project is maintaining almost 1,50,000 servers. Out of this, uh, almost near to 5,000 servers are SQL servers. It's a massive, sir. SQL Server 5,000 is not a small number. It's a massive number. Okay, almost we used to maintain 4,000 to 5,000 servers. And whenever you also get an opportunity, you will also can maintain 200 servers, 300 servers, 500 servers, 1,000 servers, 2,000 servers. A massive number sometimes. Sometimes small application, medium application, you can maintain very less number of SQL servers. Like one of our student there, he's maintaining only 10 to 15 servers, SQL servers, only 10 to 15 SQL servers. This is a small scale application. So when you go for medium scale application, you can support 100, 200, 300. If you go for a little bit more, okay, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. If you go a little bit more, you can maintain 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 servers. So out of this 1,50,000 servers, our SQL servers are 4,000 to 5,000 in on-premises, sir, again. So if you go to the cloud, again, it falls into different number. If you go to the cloud, it falls into different number. So in one project, we have different technologies, not only SQL Server. So we are having Oracle, we are having MySQL, we are having Java, Tableau, SAP, uh, Python. So we are using different technologies, different applications. Each application can maintain their web servers, web speed servers, application servers. So they will maintain different servers, like, along with SQL. So you need to get what are the servers we are going to support. Once you got the project, you need to get the information how many servers we are going to handle, and all the servers are being part of on-premises, or all the servers being part of cloud. And maybe most of the cases you will get the hybrid. What do you mean by hybrid means? So ma massive kind of servers are maintaining in on-premises. Now they are starting implementing the servers and deploying the servers in the cloud. So you are seeing the couple of servers in the cloud. You are seeing the most of the servers in the on-premises. Those kind of environments you should call it as a hybrid environments. So you may also get a chance to work with the both. So cloud as well as on premises, but definitely you will get a chance to work in on premises. Then also you will get a chance to work in the cloud as well nowadays. Now to maintain the data center, and the this is the innovation they came up with, a data center. But it's not easy, sir. You need to maintain a number of things. So you know about natural disasters like Chennai floods, Kerala floods. Suddenly, nature can predict anything. Nature can do anything. So, if suddenly something happened, then gone. Your data center is completely down. So, that is the first innovation they came up with, the data center. The next innovation is within the data center. Within the data center, they are going to maintain the high availabilities. Always your services need to run for 24 by 7, 365 days. So they are going to maintain the high availability. So they will build multiple servers for one application. In case if something happened to this, in case if something happened to this server, no worries, I can bring one more server. If something happened to this server, no worries, I can bring one more server. If all the servers will goes down, then gone, sir. Okay, so high availability. That is what we are going to discuss in the from next week onwards. One of the major components, clusters, always on availability group, which is the best high availability and the best disaster recovery technique. Best high availability and best disaster recovery technique, which we are going to discuss from next week, Monday onwards. Okay, so the next innovation is high availability. So where here also you need to maintain the power, network, storage, backup, reports. Now again you need to maintain the backups, you need to maintain the reports, like which shoots for always on availability groups, sir. And even for MI also, this is the best technique. In MI also you can take manual backups. In always on also you can take backups on secondaries. Always on also you can take backups on the secondaries. So this is the second like next generation of innovation they came up with after the data center. So once they build the data center, once they start deploying their application into the data center, they think that they need to run their application for 24 by 7 and 365 days. Always see, sir, whenever you open Amazon, so whenever you open Flipkart or Google or anything, sir, always your application is connecting. So how back end, how many servers they are going to maintain to run your application? And whenever you are log into the first time when you are log into the any websites, they will ask to sign up. So whenever you are sign upping, you are providing your first name, last name, middle name, date of birth, mobile number, your email address, and your passwords. So somewhere they need to store the data, right? Every application storing the data, and they are going to maintain the databases. That is a major role for us, sir. So front end is your application. That can be anything, sir. Back end, we are handling the data. So we are the back end people where we are handling the data, protecting the data. So whatever the databases are mapped, whatever the instance are mapped to that application, we need to make sure that the instance and database need to run for 24 by 7 support. Everyone clear? Getting questions, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay. Now this is the next innovation. And finally, they came up with a DR technique as well, disaster recovery technique. So I told you, right, nature can do anything. Sometimes human can also do something. Correct. Unfortunately, instead of deleting one database, they deleted another database. Instead of deleting one table, they deleted some other table. Instead of deleting couple of records, they deleted some other records. So sometimes nature can predict anything, and human also do some mistakes. Okay, in that case, how you can protect your data? So they came up with the a DR, disaster recovery. They came up with the technique called DR, disaster recovery. So what they will do, right? They will keep one data center in Chennai. They will keep one data center in Bangalore or Hyderabad or Mumbai or Pune or Delhi. So they will keep one data center in India. They will keep one data center in Singapore, Australia, Malaysia, okay, US. They will keep one more data center in different locations sometimes. So data center designs, including the routers, switches, firewalls, storage, okay, system servers and application deliveries, okay, in the different same, sir, exactly. So almost what are the critical things you are going to handle in your primary data center, same thing they will build in the DR location as well. So DR, disaster recovery, is a well through process to purchase a powerful computers and make them work as a single computer resource, but at different location. This is completely a different location, sir. So they are going to build one more data center exactly copy, but that will be in the different location. So the people who are already working, I hope in a 3 months or in 6 months, in a year, you will perform the DR drills. Anyone got opportunity to involve in the DR drills activity? So definitely, sir, I'm going to explain one example. Okay, you may also get a chance to work with the DR drills. You may also be part of the DR drills. Means you need to move the data to the DR servers, and you need to move entire your connections to the DR server, and they need to test their application if they are working in the DR site or not. Again, they will fail back to the primary data center in the DR drills. Ritesh, you are asking something?
No, sir, nothing.
Okay, please. So disaster recovery, sir. Okay, DR data centers. Okay, so primary data center, DR data center means different locations, sir, to protect our. So within the data center is nothing but high availability. Within the data center, you are making the copies. You are maintaining the copies within the data center, because within the data center the connectivity is a little bit fast. See, sir, for example, okay, currently I'm having four servers. Currently, I'm having four servers. Three servers I placed in the East US to maintain the high level. So forget about DC. DC is nothing but data center, domain controller. Sorry, not data center, domain controller. Okay. Forget about this server. These three servers contain the SQL services. The three servers contain the SQL services. These two servers I build for the high availability, because these two servers are in the same region, same data center. But this is different region, different data center, because Southeast Asia is nothing but Singapore data center, East US is nothing but US data center. So to maintain the high availability, I build the two servers. To maintain the DR, I build one more server. Hope you are getting. So DR means different data center, different regions, sir. Different region. Again, you can, sir, in India, we are having four data centers. In India, we are having four data centers. So Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai. Yeah, these are the four data centers which is hosted by Azure. And when you go for AWS, two data centers. Two data centers are hosted in India. In Azure, we have four data centers in India. So you can place your data in India, or you can place your data in Singapore. Try to prefer in Singapore, sir. Mostly well designed data center. When you compare with Indian data centers, Singapore is the well designed data center. Okay, because whenever you are deploying your resources, there are little bit restrictions, compatibilities that depends on some reasons you can't deploy. Based on your reasons also, couple of services will work with own supports. So but maximum all the services will support in the Singapore data center, and that is the nearest to India. You can build the people who are in US, you can keep in US data center, but try to prefer East US, sir, when you are doing practice in cloud. Okay, that is well designed and much faster for us. Even in Indian people also, you can deploy, sir. It is more faster. Maximum I will deploy in the East US. Okay. So this is how they will build the DR servers, disaster recovery servers, in on-premises, sir. Especially if you go for on-premises, they will build the DR servers to protect the data. To protect the data. Now, again, the one more innovation they came up with, nothing but virtualization. Virtualization, sir, means first they will build purchase one massive computer. Like first I will build. So for example, first I will build purchase one CPU, a massive CPU. Not a laptop, sir. Forget about laptops. A desktop, you need to purchase the CPUs, right? So first they will purchase the CPU with more CPUs, powerful CPUs, and more memory, more memory, and storage. So first they will purchase a powerful computer. From that, they will build, okay, they will install Oracle VirtualBox, Oracle VMware, or VMware virtual machines, okay, or hypervisor. In Windows, Microsoft came up with the concept called hypervisor. You can install hypervisor using any one of these softwares. You can create the VMs, virtual machines. First, they will purchase one powerful computer. Okay, on that powerful computer, they will install Oracle VirtualBox, VMware, or hypervisor, and they will build the VMs. And for example, you are having 128 cores of CPU, 128 cores, and 1 TB of memory, 1 TB of memory. For example, 1 TB of memory. Okay, now I want to create one VM. For my VM, I need 8 CPUs. I need 32 GB of RAM. So, with the help of any one of this tool, with the help of any one of this tool, they will build one VM, and they will install one operating system, and they will, while they are choosing the operating system, they will choose 8 cores of CPU and 32 GB of RAM, and they will also choose the storage. And this is one VM which is running in this physical box. This is a physical box. This is a virtual box. Mostly you will work with the virtual box, sir, in real world. Mostly. And one more thing, all the cloud, almost all the cloud servers are virtual box. Can I get physical? Yes, sir. Even in cloud also you will get the physical box. Even in cloud also you will get the physical box, but mostly we won't go for the physical box, we'll go for the virtual box. All will be virtual box. So first they will purchase a massive CPUs, massive powerful computer. From on top of that powerful computer, they will build the servers. They will build the servers. This concept is nothing but virtualization. Nothing but virtualization, sir. So they will build the massive, purchase the massive using hypervisors. Okay, using either Oracle VirtualBox or VMware or hypervisor, they will build the servers. They will build the servers. Even in our laptop also, you can go and configure, sir. If your laptop contains more GB of RAM and more cores, but don't go if your laptop is running with 4 cores and with 8 GB of RAM. Don't build the VM, sir. Sometimes it got stuck to your laptop, got stuck, or it may leads. Sometimes your motherboard got crashed. Okay, don't play with your computer until unless you are having more cores and more memory. Okay, because if you want to build the clusters, if you want to build the always on, okay, so you need the VMs, you can't do everything in your laptop, personal laptop. Okay, so in my laptop I'm having, okay, enough cores and enough uh, RAM, sir. MS in 432. Okay, I'm having 8 cores. Okay, so 4 cores I will leave for my laptop, and 3 VMs I will deploy. Each VM I can go for one core, one core, one core. Okay, we need minimum one core, sir, to install the SQL Server. One core is too good. I can go for one core, and I'm having almost 16 GB of physical RAM and 4 GB of logical RAM. Almost 16 GB of RAM, 20 GB of RAM is available. So I can go for 3 GB, 3 GB, 3 GB. So total 9 GB I can go for my VMs, and remaining I will keep for my laptop. But in case same configuration on your laptop, you can build the VMs on your laptop. On that VMs, okay, on that VMs, okay, You can keep whatever operating system you like, sir. You can keep Windows operating system, you can keep Linux operating system, you can keep Mac operating system. That is up to your wish on that operate on that virtual machine. Okay, there is no restriction, sir. This is again one server. On that server, whatever you are wanted to keep the operating system, you can keep it that operating system on that specific VM. And whatever the application you wanted to install, you can install. That can be SQL, that can be Postgres, that can be MySQL or Oracle, whatever, sir. And if you are not using, you can stop that VM, so that will be saved. Again, you can start the VM whenever you want, sir. Like, you can stop and start the VMs. You can stop and start the VMs, and you can restart the VMs. You can stop the VM, you can delete the VMs. So these are from cloud. Same thing you can do in on premises if you are having powerful computers. Clear, everyone? So max to max, we will use virtual machines. Max to max, we will use virtual machines. Okay. Now, the next innovation they came up with containers. Okay. The next innovation they came up with the containers, shipping containers. Okay. Uh, a mini data center, sir, like a portable data centers. You can call it as a mini data center. You can call it as a portable data centers. Okay. So this is a container which is acting as a data center, and you can move this container to any location wherever you want. You can move it, sir. That is one interesting with these shipping containers. And one interesting is shipping containers. You can move this data center and more secure. This container contains the servers, network, switches, power, along with the storage. And this is completely protected with the webcams. No one can hack, sir. This is also completely protected. So this is the next innovation they came up with, the shipping containers. Okay, shipping containers over the land. They will build a massive infrastructure and they will place the data centers. Okay, and one more is, okay, sorry, one more is, everyone able to hear? No? Yes?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So clearly they are telling under the water, the data center is more powerful than the land, because over the land there is where you can see a lot of oxygen, but that is good for human beings. That is not good for the computers. So computers doesn't need any oxygen, sir. Okay, so simply okay, for our understanding, data center over the under the water is more powerful than over the land. So they notice almost 1/8% failure, less failures when we compare with the land, whatever the data centers we hosted in land. Okay, 1/8 less failures you see noticed when they are placing the same data center under the water, and more secure, more reliable. Okay, and they will also once in a while they will clean up the data center again. They will place the data center under the sea because in over the land the nature can change anything, right? Okay, hope you are getting everyone. Okay, so these are the innovations that we are keep on getting, sir, throughout the global. Okay, every day the new innovations. Okay, so we need to up to date, especially when you go for cloud. Again, I'm repeating the day one. I'm repeating, especially if you go for cloud, don't rely on the documents, sir, because cloud drastically changing. Okay, so at least in a while, in a week or in a month, you need to go to the Microsoft blogs and see what are the enhancement done on your services. I'm not saying you need to go for all the services. Go for SQL related services. What are the enhancement done? So whatever today you are seeing, maybe you can't see tomorrow, because drastically means uh, highly changing every time they're modifying something. They're coming with the best in the cloud, especially in the cloud. So in on premises we will so you can stick with the documents, okay, I can agree, but especially when you go to the cloud, you need to refer the Microsoft blocks. You need to go to the Microsoft blocks because enhancement, lot of enhancement doing from the cloud, then it is going to the on premises. Getting my point, everyone? So don't stick with the material, especially when you go for the a cloud platform. Especially when you go to the cloud platform. So this is the enhancement done throughout our journey by all your in on-premises data centers, high availabilities, disaster recoveries, virtualization, shipping containers, along with under the what are the data centers. Okay, and we are having a massive data centers. Not only Microsoft, sir, all your cloud providers, they maintain massive data centers. Okay, see, Microsoft Azure, Amazon AWS, GCP, nothing but Google Cloud. We are having massive data centers. This is the old image. That's the reason you are able to see only three data centers for Microsoft. But now they introduce one more data center. That is nothing but Delhi. They place one more data center in Delhi. So these many data centers, almost 50, 56, okay, not 56, almost 60 region. You will see the data centers related to Azure, AWS, Google Cloud. Almost 60 plus regions, sir. India is one region, Singapore is one region, Australia is one region. Okay, Houston, Dallas, Brazil, Paris, France. Okay, Dubai. Okay, so almost 60 plus regions they place their data centers. So, which is your nearest region? You can place your data and your services. Whatever the application, whatever the servers, whatever the services you wanted to keep, you can place your nearest region, sir. Wherever you want, you can keep it. That is the one of the major thing. You can scale your applications, you can scale your data throughout global. But on premises, no. It's very difficult to scale, sir. But when you go to the cloud, you can scale easily. Hope you are getting. So this is about the data centers, almost 60 plus regions. Okay, they place the almost their data centers, sir. Massive data centers. In India, we are having four data centers. In India itself, we are having four data centers. You can keep uh, in Mumbai, you can keep in Chennai, you can keep in Bangalore, you can keep in Delhi. But Okay, you are not a person to choose which location to deploy the services in, especially in Azure, sir. In Azure. Okay, so you need to deploy your services. It will fit any one of the data center in these four regions. Sorry, in these four data centers, four zones, sir. You should, so technically, India is a region. Okay, and data centers you need to call it as a zones. When you specially go to the cloud, you should call it as a zones. We are having four zones, means we are having four data centers. So in any one of these four data centers, your data will fit. If you are choosing India, if you are choosing India, any one of these data center, it will fit your data. Can I see? No, we don't have all controls, sir, like on premises. In on premises, we have everything under our control. But especially when you go to the cloud, there are limitations. We don't have certain controls, especially go to the cloud. Okay, we'll see, sir, one by one when we start deploying the services. Okay, now, what is a cloud? What is a cloud computing? Okay, so cloud computing is the delivering of on-demand compute services from application to storage and processing the power typically over the internet on a pay-as-you-go basis. Nothing but, sir, if you go for Amazon, so you are getting n number of services, right? So they are going to purchase, they are going to sell the mobiles, they are going to sell the laptops, they are going to sell the groceries, they are going to sell the home allowances, they are going to sell the n number of products as a service. Like a same here, here they are going to sell the computers, they are going to sell the networks, they are going to sell the storage, they are going to sell the services, sorry, they are going to sell the applications as a service under pay as you go model. Like a simple, for your example, Ola, sir, Ola. You know cab, right? Ola cab, Uber cab. So what you will do? You will book your Ola cab, Uber cab, correct? And you will choose what is your source location, what is your destination location, and and you can also choose how many days, how many members. Like same, you can you can purchase computer, you can purchase storage, you can purchase network, you can purchase a number of services which is Microsoft is offering as a pay as you go model. And you need to pay only what you are using, sir. You no need to pay all. Whatever the service, whatever the service you are going to use, you will pay only for that service, not for entire data center. Not for entire data center, sir. Like not for entire your building. You are paying only for your apartment. In that building, almost 100 apartments are there. 100 apartments are there. In that 100 apartments, you are going to pay only for your apartment, like electricity bill, like water bill. So they are going to sell the computers, a massive. They already build the massive servers. On that massive data center, I am going to take only couple of servers. I am going to take some network. I am going to take some storage. So I will pay only for that whatever I'm using. I don't want to pay any additional things, sir. So computer cloud computing enables the companies to consume the computer resources such as servers, storage, or an application as like utility like a water or electricity bill, rather than having to build and manage the compute computing infrastructure. So you no need to worry about infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure is their headache, your cloud provider headache. You no need to worry. You are going to use only couple of services, and I will pay only for that services. And the companies which is offering the cloud computing, technically you should call it as a cloud provider, like internet provider. Okay, telecom provider, service providers, like say a cloud providers who is providing the services over the cloud. So technically you should call it as a cloud providers. Technically you should call it as a cloud providers who is providing the services over the cloud, over the internet. over the internet. So if you want to access, you need internet connection, sir. Without internet connection, no, no. All your cloud providers, all your cloud resources can be accessed over the internet, not locally. It means without internet. But on premises, you can access. Make a note. Now, okay. Any questions, sir? Before I move into the main two concepts, are you there?
No,
No
sir.
questions?
As of now, no. No, as of now. No.
Okay, this is a basic again. I told you, right? Okay, bear with
Yeah,
me
yes.
for tomorrow. Just basic intro.
Mm-hmm.
On Monday, we'll go for clusters, sir. First, we will build the clusters. Okay, I will discuss about the VMs. I will discuss about the cluster, and we'll start the configuring the cluster. Okay, once we complete the cluster,
Okay.
we'll go for always on availability group. Almost we'll spend 4 to 5 days, especially for always on availability group, to discuss everything in and out. Okay, just
Okay.
bear with me
Okay.
one more day. We are basic because the people who starting their journey, they must and should know about all these concepts. Okay, so
Yes, yes.
in a
That is
simple lay
important
terms,
also.
yeah, in a simple lay terms, cloud is nothing but massive data center. A cloud is nothing but massive data center, sir, for your understanding. It's a data center, that's it. But you are not maintaining, someone is maintaining. Who is that someone? Your cloud provider. That can be AWS, that can be Azure, that can be Google Cloud, that can be Alibaba Cloud, that can be Oracle Cloud, that can be SAP Cloud. Okay. So someone else
Okay.
data center we are going to use. That's it. That is nothing but cloud over the internet. And we are going to pay only what services we are going to use, that will be pay. We are not paying for entire data center. Okay, that is their headache. Now, when you go and deploy, so when you start deploying your services, okay, so when you go and start deploying your services, we are having, okay, different types of deployment models. One is private cloud, one is public cloud, one is hybrid cloud, one is community cloud. Okay, so private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, community cloud. First, forget about community cloud. Let's stick with these three: private, public, hybrid. What do you mean by private cloud? What do you mean by public cloud? What do you mean by hybrid cloud? So, private cloud is nothing but your on premises. The private cloud is nothing but your on premises. Examples are simple example is like on premises where you can maintain single tenant. This keyword is very important, sir. A single tenant. Single tenant means your organization, sir. IBM is my organization. Infosys my organization. IBM is one tenant. Infosys one tenant. Okay. So Capgemini is one tenant. TCS is one tenant. So they will build their data centers and they will place all their applications in that data centers. So where only they're having the control to access or anything, only Infosys can access their applications. TCS can access their application. Okay, only they are within the organization. People only access their application because that is nothing but private. A private. That is nothing but a private, sir. A private cloud is a single tenant environment, meaning the organization will use. Okay, doesn't share the resources with any other users. Any other users. Sir. Okay, means so. For example, when you got selected for any organization or the people who are already working, so you need to every organization they will maintain the portals, or company portals to see the your details, to fill the attendance, to apply the leaves. I'm just simply telling one example, sir. Okay, so that portal you can access only within the organization, correct? Or can you access outside? Can you access that portal in your laptop, personal laptop, or your device, your Android device or iOS device? No, right? Correct? Yes or no,
Yes,
sir?
yes,
No,
sir.
we can't
Yes, sir.
we can't
Yes, sir.
access. So that application is completely private. So if you wanted to access that application, you should be part of that network. You should be part of that network only. You can access it. You can access. So private clouds are nothing but single tenant. Only that user can access entire the application. So private clouds is a data center set up managed by the organization, keeping its security conquered. Lots of firewalls, sir. Otherwise, easily hackers can hack easily data, sir. So security is one of the major concept over the private cloud. Public cloud, Azure will take care responsibility, AWS will take care responsibility, Google Cloud will responsibility. Private clouds, so we need to take care more responsibility. And private clouds are a little bit expensive, sir, when you compare with the public cloud. When you compare with public cloud, private clouds are a little bit expensive typically. And for small scale application, medium scale application, try to prefer the public cloud instead of choosing the private cloud because expensive. Finally, we need to earn some amount, right? Okay. So when you are going for private cloud, you need to pay more amount. Okay. So instead of that, I can go for public cloud. I can go for public cloud. So private clouds are driven by the conquered around the securities and the complaints and keep the assets within the firewalls. Within their firewalls only, they will keep all their services, resources, everything, sir. When you go for the private cloud. But when you go for public cloud, like Gmail is public cloud. Best examples are Gmail is public cloud. Google Drive is the public cloud. Ghana music apps, all the music apps are the public. So whatever you are downloading and whatever you are using, those are all public clouds only. Teams is the public cloud. Outlook is the public cloud. Gmail is the public cloud. Correct? Musics are the public clouds. Yes or no? Are you there? So these are all the public clouds, sir. Whatever you are accessing are the public clouds. Then you'll get one doubt. So what about our data? Your data is on private cloud, sir. That is nothing but hybrid. Your applications are in public, your data in private. So no worries about your data. Your data is protected, highly protected in the private clouds. Every organization, what they will do, right? They will place the application in the public cloud so that everyone can access. As service providers make the resources such as application storage availability to the general public over the internet. And the best example is uh, Google Drive, Gmail, Outlook, Teams. These are all the public clouds. These are all the public clouds. Whatever the website, emails, collaboration, HR, CRM, these are all the public clouds. Salesforce is also public cloud. Salesforce application is public cloud. Data is in private cloud, sir. So public clouds will provide the best economic for scaling or inexpensive to set up because hardware, software, application, and bandwidth costs are covered by the providers. Sir, when you create a Gmail account, you are getting 15 GB of storage. Will you paying any amount to the Microsoft? Are you going to pay anything? Not Microsoft, Google. You are paying any amount, sir, for that 15 GB? It's a free of cost only, right? If you want additional, you need to pay. I am not 15 GB is not sufficient for my Google Drive. I wanted to purchase more. Then you will go for definitely will go for pay as you go. You will pay for amount and you will purchase some storage. Otherwise, everything is a public. You no need to pay free of cost. Most of the services are free of cost when you go for public clouds. So I hope now you got clarity, sir. The people who are first time listening, what is a public cloud? Whatever the application you are accessing, sir, those are in public cloud only. What is private cloud? Is your company organizations. The company organizations will maintain, right? Those are in private. So what about hybrid? What about hybrid? So this is the mixture of public and private. Your applications will be hosted on public so that everyone can access. Your data will be hosted on the private so that your data is more secure. This is your private cloud. Okay, private cloud where you are going to maintain your data, and this is your public cloud where you are maintaining your applications. So this is nothing but hybrid cloud. These are the three major deployment models. These are the major three deployments model. Basically, you won't handle all this stuff. Your infrastructure team will handle all this stuff, sir. But as a uh, as we are starting our journey in the cloud, you must and should know about this, sir. Okay, clear, sir, about these three clouds, everyone? No, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so it's clear.
So public clouds, private clouds, hybrid clouds. Okay. Now let me show you, sir. Everyone able to hear, right? Yes.
Yes, yes, we can hear it.
Okay. Yeah. No, sir. Audio. Audio. Everyone able to hear?
Yes, sir.
No,
Yes, sir.
not this video audio.
Oh, that's what I'm asking. A video you need to hear. Okay.
Yes,
Uh, Come on, yeah. Now you are able to.
those clouds. I'm talking about
Yes.
cloud computing.
Yes.
Okay. But then previous videos also you're not able to hear.
No, Subbu.
Oh, okay.
No, sir.
Yeah. That's what I ask actually, whether you are able to hear or not. Okay. Let's see, sir.
Let's talk cloud. No, not those clouds. I'm talking about cloud computing. Like, what are clouds? What makes them better than computing BC? That's before clouds. What are the major types of clouds? And how might you best use each type based on your needs? Let's start with what a cloud is. All clouds are data centers.
Simple answer, sir. All the clouds are data centers. That's it. Don't get any confusion. Cloud is nothing but data center.
Or multiple data centers, made up of compute and storage resources connected by a network. But what makes a data center a cloud is that all of those resources are virtualized into one big giant shared pool of resources, which can be intelligently and automatically orchestrated. And that means it can adapt to meet the ever-changing needs of your apps and the ever-changing utilization and availability of each resource. That's why clouds are awesome. Today's clouds are smart, automated, and adaptive. Apps can be deployed far more quickly without custom provisioning boxes. And once deployed, those apps can dynamically scale on demand. Resource issues like congestion or failure can be resolved automatically. Quite simply, clouds can be more efficient and cost-effective than traditional data centers.
See, here clouds are more efficient, but cost is lower, sir. But traditionally, in traditional data center, cost is very high.
So let's take a closer look at each type of cloud and which type might be the best for your needs. We'll start with public clouds. They're what most people think of when they talk about the cloud. What makes them public is that they are hosted by a cloud service provider who rents space on the cloud to their many customers or tenants. Those tenants generally only pay for services they actually use, much like how we consume electricity as a service for our energy needs. Public clouds let you offload management where you don't mind giving up some control. That's why they're a popular choice for hosting everyday apps like email, customer relationship management, HR, and other business support apps. Private clouds are next. They're private because they only have one tenant. You get all the goodness of a cloud, but you can control and customize it to fit your needs. And that control is why many companies are migrating their data centers to private clouds to run core business apps that provide unique, competitive advantages like research, manufacturing, supply chain management, and more. Finally, there are hybrid cloud environments.
Sir,
They're
ಹೇಳ್ರಿ.
hybrid because they're a combo of both
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ
public
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ
and
ಸರ್,
private
ಹೇಳ್ರಿ,
cloud.
ಆರಾಮಲ್ರಿ? ಹಾ,
Everyone,
ಆರಾಮ್
please be
ಸರ್.
mute.
ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ.
Uh, Shivanand, can you please mute?
ಏನಾಗ್ಯದ್ರಿ? ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಕಣ್ಣು ಚುಟ್ಲಾಗ್ಯಾವ ಏನ?
Hey, come on here. Okay, sorry.
benefits of both, and more, like the ability to create new, innovative apps with uncertain demand. Apps you can deploy on your private cloud, which can burst to the public cloud during demand spikes. So there you go. Just remember, there are several types of clouds, and businesses are tending to use each type of cloud based on their service delivery needs. But we obviously
Okay, yeah, that's it, sir. Actually, so when you go for deployment model, you can deploy your services over the private cloud, or you can deploy your services over the public cloud, or you can deploy your services over the hybrid cloud. So we are having majorly three deployment models, but again, going forward, what they come up with. So, for example, we are having community cloud. So community cloud is nothing but, so for example, take a generic example, sir, so that we can understand. So take one community where you are having a lot of apartments, right? They will come together and they will make some decisions, right? Like same here also, multiple organization will come together and they will start designing one application, designing one website, designing one app. Once they complete the designing, they will sell into the market. They each individual they will sell into the market and they can earn the money, right? Like best example is share markets, shares. Okay, you are going to purchase the shares, right? So like same, so community clouds are nothing but multiple organization will come together and they will start doing certain work and they are going to go into the market again after that with that product. That is nothing but community cloud. Okay, so majorly three, again, I repeating, right? Majorly three, either private or public or hybrid. But again, you can also get some names, a different names that is nothing but green cloud, green cloud. So green clouds are nothing but environmental clouds, are means green. It need to be healthy environment. So no wastage, sir. In a simple terms, again in a simple terms, green clouds are nothing but no wastage. No waste means how much you need, you are going to purchase the uh, data, purchase this means use the services. Whatever you need, you will purchase and you will use the only that services when you go to the green clouds. So someone again, but again there are three only, don't get confused, but they will keep your team will keep one name as a green cloud. So whatever the servers you are hosted, whatever the services you are hosted, whatever the network, whatever the storage you are hosted in that green cloud should be always environmentable. What do you mean by that? Means no wastage, sir. Whatever you need, that only you are going to purchase. Whatever you need, you are going to purchase only that, sir. No wastage you can notice when you specially go to the green clouds. When you specially go to the green clouds, it's just a naming, sir. Again, okay, it's a just naming. We kept it, okay. So okay, whenever we are going to purchase, okay, we'll make, okay, these are the green clouds. These servers will place in the green clouds. Means these servers, there is no wastage on the storage or servers or resources, nothing. So whatever we want, we are going to purchase and we are going to use and we are going to pay. So that is nothing but green clouds. Community clouds, green clouds. One more is government government clouds, sir. Okay, so government clouds are a little bit more expensive because all the government related information they will host on the government. Government cloud means that should not go outside the country. That should not go outside the country. Within the country only they will place all the data. That is nothing but government cloud and little bit expensive, very expensive than private, sir. Expensive than private cloud. When you compare with private cloud, government clouds are a little bit expensive because lot of security firewalls conquered for government applications, because our data like passport, Aadhaar card, PAN card, this is more sensitive, sir. We need to protect more, and that should not go outside the India. It should be inside the India. For example, inside the UK, inside the US, inside their region. Okay, So they will place all the government related information in the government clouds, and little bit expensive. Green clouds, government clouds, community clouds. Okay, and maybe yes. Question?
So,
Yes, sir.
Subbu, so that government cloud, it will be come in the private cloud or something else?
A private cloud only, sir, but than expensive, sir, because it's a lot of security conquered.
Oh, that's okay, but it will be come in the private cloud only, right?
Oh, it's a private only, sir. No, it's a private only. The
Private cloud.
naming,
Okay.
that's what, sir. I'm. We have only three deployment models: private, public, and hybrid. Okay,
Mhm.
but the namings. So whenever you are working, as per our experience is growing, you may get these names. That time, don't get confused. That's the reason I'm highlighting all the different terminologies, different components, how they will call. Someone will call it as a green cloud. Someone will call it as a government cloud. Okay, sir.
Mhm.
This is also private only. This can be also
Mhm.
public. This can be private. This can be also public. But so here there is no wastage. When they don't want any wastage, they are making they are calling a name called green. Let's make it green. Either it can be private or it can be public. Hope you are getting. But there should not be no wastage for that application. Whatever the resources they are going to purchase, there should be no wastage. So green, sir, greenery, always green, healthy. That's what they're calling. Okay, green clouds and the government clouds. So all our government related information will be available, but this is completely private. Completely private, sir. More
Okay,
secure,
clear.
more reliable.
Clear.
Yeah. And in going forward, sir, you may definitely notice quantum, quantum cloud
Mhm.
going forward. Maybe in the next couple of years, definitely you will get one more cloud that is nothing but quantum cloud, massive storage, quantum computers, massive computers are quantum. So, for example, I want um, a server with massive CPU, massive memory, massive storage. Okay, if you want that kind of infrastructure, then they will place those servers, those application in the quantum cloud. Again, sir, that will be either public or private or hybrid only. But the naming, you should understand the naming terminology, sir. You should understand the terminology. So green clouds, quantum clouds, government clouds, community clouds. Okay, you will come across whenever you are working. Okay, but majorly three, sir. One is private, one is public, one is hybrid. Okay, private is nothing but where you are going to protect your data with a lot of security firewalls, and public is nothing but over the internet you can access. Hybrid is nothing but protecting your data in the private and protecting your application in placing your application in the public so that you can access over the internet. Clear, everyone? Questions? No? Yes?
Yes, clear, Subbu.
Okay, just remember this terminology, sir. Little bit, no one will ask. If someone is asking how many deployment models are available, you can tell first three. Those three are very important: private, public, and hybrid. If you wanted to impress your interviewer, you can tell the community cloud, green cloud, government cloud, and quantum cloud as well. That will impress your interviewer, sir. Okay, because you know about this concept, right? You can highlight this point that interviewer will feel that you know little bit more than others. Okay, now. So these are the three deployment models are available. Now, when you go to the service deployments, service models, and these are very important. Okay, mostly you need to know about these three, sir. Okay, so service models. So basically, when you go to the on-premises, sir, first we'll see on-premises. So when you go to the on-premises, everything is under our control. You need to manage everything: application, data, runtime, middleware, OS, virtualization, server, storage, network. Everything is under our control. We need to maintain everything when you go to the on premises. When you go to the on premises, everything is under our control. Our control, we need to maintain everything. But when you go to the cloud, when you go to the cloud, especially there are three service models are available. Mainly three, sir. Mainly three. Nothing but one is IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure as a service. When you go to the infrastructure as a service, when you go to the infrastructure as a service, network, storage, server, virtualization will be maintained by your cloud provider. Network will be maintained by your cloud provider, storage will be maintained by your cloud provider, servers will be maintained by your cloud provider, virtualization will be maintained by your cloud provider. Later on, what operating system, what middleware, what runtime, what data, what application, that is under our control. Infrastructure is controlled by your cloud provider. So you no need to worry about infrastructure. Means you no need to worry about the data center. You need to just worry about what operating system I need to install, what is the size, and what application I need to install, what runtimes I need to install, what middleware I need to install, what data I need to store in that server. That is up to your wish, sir. This is our control. This is our control. Here, when you go for IaaS, everything will be managed by the your cloud provider. What do you mean by everything? Means servers, storage, and network. These three will be maintained by your cloud provider. Servers, storage, network, virtualization will be maintained by your cloud provider. You no need to worry, sir. What you need to worry? You need to worry about what operating system I need to install, and what is the is there any middleware I need required? What do you mean by middleware? Means integration, sir. Okay. So for example, take ATM machines. For example, take ATM machines, sir. ATM machines backend, it is working with mainframes, mainframes and AS400 actually. Mostly, sir, AS400. Okay. So mainframes and AS400 is completely black screen, completely black screen. But when you go to the ATM machines, you are seeing the color screens, right? Yes or no? Are you seeing the black screen? No, you will see the color screens only, right? So they are going to use the middleware called Java, and they're highlighting into the color screen with help of that middlewares. Getting my point? They will integrate, sir, two different technologies with a middleware. Okay. So application, what kind of application? Sir, once you build the server. So once I build the server, sir. So for example, okay, let me stop here. Once I build the server, okay. Once I build the server, I can choose whatever operating system I want. I can choose whatever the storage I want. I can install whatever application I want. I can store data whatever I want. So your VM will comes into the infrastructure as a service. Your storage will comes into the infrastructure as a service. Your networks will comes into the infrastructure as a service. So this all three major services will comes into the infrastructure as a service. Okay, especially okay, IaaS. So what you will get, sir? Servers, storage, and network will comes into the infrastructure as a service. What are the services? In Azure, sorry, in Azure, you will call it as a VM, virtual machines, VNet, virtual networks, and storage account. In Azure, sir, you will call it as a. But when you go to the AWS, you will call it as a EC2 instance. In Azure, you are calling as a virtual machine. In AWS, you will call it as a EC2 instance. Okay. In Azure, you are calling as a virtual networks. In AWS, you will call it as a VPC. Okay. In Azure, you are calling as a storage account. In AWS, you will call it as a S3 buckets. S3 buckets. That is the difference, sir. But underlying concept is same. In Azure, you are calling it a VM, network, storage. In AWS, you will call it as a EC2 instance, VPC, and S3 buckets. S3 buckets. S3 buckets is nothing but storage, sir. You can you can you can keep your backup files into the S3 buckets. You can keep your backup files into the storage account because the cost to reduce the cost. Okay, storage account is a little bit cheaper, sir. You can keep your backups into the storage account instead of storing in the local disk, instead of storing in the sandbox, little bit expensive, right? You can keep your backups into the storage account. So these are the main three services which comes into the infrastructure as a service. So here you no need to worry about the VM. Here you no need to worry about the uh, networks, storage, servers, virtualization. Everything will be maintained by your cloud providers. Our focus would be what application, what data, what runtime, what middleware, what operating system, what sizes you wanted to select. That is up to your wish, sir. Here you can control the operating system, means you can access the servers. Here I can access the servers, I can play with the servers. When you specially go to the infrastructure as a service, I can control the operating system. Means I can access the OS and I can do whatever I want. But when you go to the PaaS, platform as a service, when you go to the platform as a service, when you go to the platform as a service, you don't have any control, network, storage, servers, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime. You don't have any control, sir. You can just deploy your application and data. Only you can have control on application and data. So mostly our focus should be infrastructure and platforms, sir. As a database administrator, our main focus will be IaaS and PaaS. Even PaaS also will work, sir. Okay, so here our main focus will be service data. Service data. That's it. So what services will comes into the PaaS, especially PaaS Super means Azure SQL database. Azure SQL is a PaaS. Okay, Azure MI is a PaaS. MI is a PaaS. Active Directory is a PaaS. Active Directory is a PaaS. Okay, the, uh, okay. Azure Data Factory is a PaaS. Azure Synonyms is a PaaS. There are lots, sir, again. There are a lot. Azure SQL Database is a PaaS platform. Azure MI is a PaaS platform. Azure Active Directory is a PaaS platform. Azure Active Directory. Azure Active Directory is a PaaS platform. Azure Data Factory is a PaaS platform. Azure Synonyms is a PaaS platform. Because you don't have any control on operating system. You don't have any control on operating system means when you deploy your SQL database. So for example, if you deploy here, okay, if you deploy a database here, can I go into the infrastructure? No. You can just access this database. You don't have any control on operating system, sir. Like, but when you go for IaaS, you can have the control on operating system. You can access this VM. You can play with this VM like anything, sir. But when you go to the PaaS platform, you don't have any control on infrastructure. All the infrastructure will be maintained by your cloud provider. Hope you are getting. So Azure SQL database we are going to discuss. Azure MI we are going to discuss. Uh, Azure Active Directory we are going to discuss in as part of this training. ADF we will discuss only one session, sir. Okay. If possible, on the same session I will discuss about the Azure synonyms. Okay. Azure synonyms also I will take one session. Azure Active Directory also I will take one session because that will help you a lot in the future. Okay. Clear about the PaaS platform? So you don't have any control on the infrastructure, sir. You can deploy your service, you can access your service, you can store your data in that service, and you can retrieve, you can do whatever you want. But you don't have any control on the operating system. You don't know where Microsoft installed this Azure SQL database. You can't see. Nothing, sir. There are a lot of limitations when you specially go to the PaaS. especially to the PaaS. Now, when you go to the SaaS, software as a service, nothing is under our control, sir. Everything is under cloud provider. Best examples is Teams, Salesforce, Salesforce. Teams is a SaaS platform. Salesforce is a SaaS platform. You have any control? No, we don't have any control, sir. So everything will be maintained by your cloud providers. Everything is maintained by your cloud providers. Nothing to maintain. Just download and use it. Just download and use it. In AWS, there is a service called Lambda. In AWS, we have one service called Lambda that will falls under software as a service. So maybe in future, if you get opportunity to work in AWS, definitely you will work with the Lambda, sir. Means you can, so for example, you design one Python code, you design one R language code, you design one C code, C++ code, Java code, something, and you don't have any system to test. So what you can do, you can copy that everything, and you can go to the Lambda and you can run that code in the Lambda. It will test for you whether it is working or not. That is the beauty of software as a service. Means you no need to do anything, sir. You can you can design, you can go and paste that one and run. It will provide the information to you. Software as a service, nothing is under our control. Everything will be your cloud provider. You don't have any control. At least in a PaaS, we can deploy Azure SQL database and we can store our data. We can deploy Azure MI, we can store the data. We can go to the Azure Active Directory and we can create the logins, users. Again, we can play. We can create the pipelines in Azure Data Factory. We can create the pipelines in Azure Synapse. So lot of services are PaaS, sir. Lots of services are PaaS because underlying infrastructure we are not worrying. We are worrying only about our services. Clear, everyone? Questions, sir? IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. So this is common for all the cloud providers. Okay, everyone, are you there?
Yes, it is
Yes, sir.
understood.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
if we create a VM, then they ask that which infrastructure you want to go.
So VM is part of IaaS, sir. Infrastructure as a service means you are just creating, sir. When you see the services, so for
Okay,
example, if I see the services, I know what I can do because I've been in the same journey, right? You people also in going forward, you people also will get okay. VM will belongs to IaaS. Okay, SQL database belong to PaaS environment. Like this, you can easily get, sir.
okay, okay, sir.
Yeah. So VM means you can access the, sir. You are creating a mission. You are creating a mission. So
Okay,
when you are creating a mission, that definitely falls into IaaS service, infrastructure as a service. So that's what I told you, right? So these three. So network is like a ocean. Network like a ocean. So there are a lot of services. I just mentioned only VNet. Okay, virtual network. It contains lots. It contains IP address. It contains subnets. It contains NIC cards. It contains um, gateways, application gateways, classic gateways, network gateways. It contains load balancers. All that stuff will comes into here only, sir. A pass. So networks will plays a major role and
okay, okay, sir.
storage. You know, disk will also come, sir. Disk and storage account. We'll discuss, sir, all these three. No worries. Okay, we'll discuss all these three in the next 2 weeks. We'll complete.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. So anything else, Subbu, we are having still. Okay. So now you can also call it as a DB as a service. DB as a database as a service, sir. So especially these are a PaaS platform only. Okay. But being these are the databases, you can also call it as a database as a service, like Azure SQL database, Azure MI, Cosmos DB, okay, Amazon Aurora, uh, PostgreSQL, MySQL, SAP HANA, all will comes into the database as a service. You can, sir, that is simple name we are providing. You can call it as a database as a service. Actually, these are a PaaS service. PaaS service. These are PaaS service, but you can also call it as a DB as a service, database as a service. You can call it as a database as a service. These services and DR as a service, disaster recovery as a service. Like this falls under recovery, recovery vault, recovery vault. So DR, disaster recovery as a service means using recovery vault, you can take the snapshot of the VM, sir. You can take the you can take the backup of the VM. In case if suddenly something happened to VM, I can recover with the help of the snapshot which is taken by the recovery vault. So now this service you can also call it as a DR as a service, disaster recovery as a service. Disaster recovery as a service. Okay. Now IaaC. Okay. Infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure as a code. IaaC. Infrastructure as a like Python, R language. Okay. Shell script. All this will comes into the infrastructure as a code. You can design the Python code, you can design the R language, you can design the shell script, you can design the PowerShells. This all will comes as a infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure as a code. So you can call it as a infrastructure as a code. These services will comes into the infrastructure as a code. And finally, XAA, yes, anything as a service. XAA service is simple. Anything as a service. In a going forward, everything as a service, sir. Either it can be infrastructure or a PaaS or a SaaS or DB or DR or IS. XaaS is nothing but anything as a service. If you go and search in Google, anything as a service, okay, will comes into the anything as a service. Everything, whatever your cloud provider that is he is going to provide is a service, sir. That can be database, that can be VM, that can be storage, that can be languages, that can be software, that can be something else. Anything as a service will comes into the XaaS. Anything as a service. So these many service models are available, but you need to remember only three, sir. This is for your generic knowledge purpose I just shared. Okay, DB as a service, DR as a service, IAC as a service, and XAS as a service. This is just for generic information. Majorly, we are having three services in all the cloud providers. Questions, sir? Any questions? Clear, not clear? And finally, a simple definition, sir, so that you can understand easily. Okay, so on premises is nothing but buying a car. When you purchasing a car, nothing but on premises. So money is upfront, sir. Means, sir, you can get 1 lakh car. Nano car is 1 lakh. You can get crores, 1 crore, 2 crores cars also, luxury cars. Okay, so money is up to you, sir, how you are choosing. Okay, so when you are going to purchase a car, okay, you need to pay road tax, ownership. We are the owner. We are owner. Maintain the maintenance cost that we need to pay. Insurance cost we need to pay. Driver, in case you don't know the driving and you need to recruit the driver, you need to pay for that one. Fuel cost, repair cost, everything is under our headache only, right? That is nothing but on premises. Nothing but on premises, sir. But when you go for cloud, nothing but okay, Ola, Uber is the best, sir. Example, money as per usage. Money as per usage. No other charges. Sir, for Ola, Uber, can you pay road tax? Insurance tax, maintenance cost, repair cost? No, right? Will anyone pay for Ola or Uber people? No. So no other charges, sir. Money is affordable. Okay, price is affordable, sir, and you can upgrade your cars. Okay, you can easily upgrade. You can choose whatever car you want. You can choose it, sir. Even in here also, you can go for dedicated car. You can go for the shade Ola, shade Uber. That kind of facility is also available. So rental cars are nothing but a clouds. Okay, purchasing your own is nothing but a on premises. Now you got the difference, sir, easily. Everyone, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
A
Yes,
simple,
sir.
clear example, sir. Buying a car is nothing but on premises, everything in your headache only. You need to take care everything. Okay, going for rental is nothing but cloud. You can use the service. If you wanted to use that service only for 6 months, you can use the service only 6 months. After 6 months, you can delete the service. You no need to pay anything. You no need to pay anything, sir. That is about cloud computing. This is about traditional, sir. Okay, that's it. Any questions? Any questions, sir? No? Yes? Clear, everyone?
No.
Comfortable? So, deployment models, service models. What is cloud computing? Okay. What are the enhancement doing till now? Okay. While they're deploying the data centers, so that they will deploy the data center over the land. They will deploy the data centers over the containers. They will deploy the data centers over under the sea. They will deploy the data center under the sea. Okay, that is a major enhancement done. So to maintain the high availabilities, to maintain the disaster recoveries, performing the virtualizations, lot of stuff, sir. Been the journey. This is the been journey so far. Okay, yeah, that's it. If no questions, tomorrow we'll discuss about completely Azure services and everything. What are the key components? Okay, then Monday we'll go for clusters without any waste our time, sir. Because we are having less time, we need to discuss more concepts.